Just starting out, getting back into it? Check out our top bits of kit for bikers on a budget. There's lots of elements to riding a motorcycle. By far, one of the most fun is the motorcycle itself. But what about the things that keep you safe? It's just as important and will decrease the chances that you get hurt if you do go down. When starting out, it can be overwhelming with all the jargon and acronyms and just terms thrown around. So today, I'm just going to zero in on great bits of kit that won't break the bank. Whilst this video is aimed at the budget-conscious beginner, all of this kit is fantastic no matter what your riding experience. Let's start at the top, the helmet. It's the only bit of kit required by law to ride a motorcycle in the UK. Now, there are a couple of certifications it must meet to be legal, but every helmet at Infinity is legal and certified to wear in the UK. Now, I won't go into details here, but I've left a link to the gov.uk website in the description if you'd like to have a look through later. There's another marking you might see on the back of helmets, and it's a gold little square. That's an ACU gold sticker. That's for track use and racing only, so if you're wearing a helmet on the road, you don't need to worry about that. If you haven't tried a helmet on before, or you're not going to go into one of our stores, click up here to watch a video on how a helmet should fit, how to get the right fit for you, and some little hints and tricks when you're going out to buy one yourself. First in the lineup is the HJC CS-15, and for its price point, it's definitely punching. You get a lightweight polycarbonate shell with a removable and washable liner, and it's all secured in place with a ratchet strap. There's a range of striking graphics to choose from, including a Stormtrooper one if you're a Star Wars fan. The ventilation is okay, it's better than you'd expect from this price point. The chin vent does work very well. The visor is pinlock ready, but for a sub £100 helmet, you don't get one in the box. What you do get is a very, very good bit of kit. If you're after more features, the XO510 from Scorpion is packed full of them. It's got their Quick 2 antibacterial liner, it comes with some of the hilarious colorways out there, and unlike the HJC, you get a Max Vision pinlock included in the box. You also get a drop-down sun visor, which is really helpful. You don't have to bring shades out with you, and it also comes with slightly better ventilation. It's got an extra central vent on the top, and it also does something very cool with air. It has an air pump. This is basically a little pump inside the chin, which allows you to inflate the cheek pads, meaning you always get a nice, comfortable fit. And finally, you get emergency quick-release cheek pads. In the case of an accident and an ambulance crew needs to take your helmet off, they can do it a little bit safer by taking the cheek pads out. It gives them a little bit more room to work with. A nice feature to have, but one you hope you never use. And that's the second helmet. Another Scorpion now, the XO920. Now, what makes this different? It flips up. Now, it's a fantastic helmet. It's great for cruising around, commuting. It's nice if you have to fill up at the petrol station. You don't have to take your helmet off. You can just flip it up. Now, like the XO510, it comes with a drop-down sun visor. You get a Max Vision pinlock included in the box. It has the removable antimicrobial Quick 2 liner. It also has Scorpion's quick fit system, so people with glasses, they've got little channels there that make it nice and easy for your glasses to come in and out. Always worth testing with your own glasses because shapes and sizes do vary. Now, whilst the XO920 doesn't come in the brightest or daring graphics, it does come in a set of really, really cool solid colors. This cement gray, I think, just looks so, ooh. And the last helmet is the AGV K1, affectionately known as the plastic pista, because, well, that's where it gets its look. It's got this wind tunnel tested design. It's very aerodynamic. What I quite like about it is that the chin vent is actually hidden behind the chin bar itself, so it's all nice and sleek up front. We've got loads of great ventilation, and we've got, look at that, isn't that cool? The spoiler, that is straight off a MotoGP helmet. That is brilliant, that is. For a tenth of the price of a Pista GPR, you get this nice polycarbonate shell, and it comes in a range of stunning graphics, a lot of them based off of Rossi's design. So if you're a Rossi fan, this is the helmet for you. And actually the colors are just bright and vibrant and they look stunning. Once again, you get a removable washable liner. You also get a Max Vision pinlock included in the box. But what makes it different is it comes with D-rings and not a ratchet strap. Personal preference really doesn't make much of a difference to the safety of the helmet. And well, that's it for helmets. All those helmets are fantastic bits of kit at great prices. Some other little recommendations are some earplugs. They're cheap, squishy little things that you roll up and put in your ear. Fantastic for saving your hearing when you're out enjoying your motorcycle. The other thing is a neck tube. It's literally a circle of fabric and you pull it over your head and it just deflects the wind and it's comfortable. And these days you can even pull it up over your mouth and nose and use it as a face mask. Right, that covers what gets you legal to ride on the road, but doesn't necessarily mean you're safe. Okay, your head's protected, but what about the rest of your body? Let's take a look at some clothing and see what we can do there. Great motorcycle gear doesn't just keep you protected in case the worst happens. Properly designed bits of kit are designed to enhance and improve your ride, so they should be comfortable and actually have features designed beyond impact and abrasion resistance. Good gear protects you from the weather too. Keeps you warm and dry when it's wet and windy outside, or nice and cool when the sun is beating down. It can be gorgeously supple leather on a beautiful jacket, or it could be a utilitarian textile designed with adventure in mind. There's so much diversity to choose from, we've picked two superb jacket and trouser combos. So the first of our jacket and trouser combinations is the Alpinestars Andes V2. Now, Alpinestars made a V2 version of their original Andes due to its popularity and just soaring success. It was such a popular jacket and trouser combo that I guarantee if you go to any bike night or cafe, you will probably see somebody rocking up in an original Andes suit. For less than £400, you get a jacket and trouser combination which is waterproof, but also breathable thanks to Alpinestars dry style membrane. It's comfortable, has loads of really useful pockets, has a thermal lining for when things get chilly, but also loads of vents when things get warm. And to cover impact protection, Alpinestars have fitted it out with CE certified elbow, shoulder and knee protectors. And if you want something a little bit more show off than this black colour here, they do a camo red, they do a fluoro yellow one, they do a light grey and they do a military green, so there's loads of colours to choose from. Secondly, we have the Oxford Montreal 3.0. This is a Ride Best Buy winner. It's a fantastic bit of kit. Oxford products have been in the motorcycle game for an incredibly long time and have this fantastic knowledge base to draw from when they make a new bit of kit. This uses their fantastic rain seal waterproof membrane technology. It comes equipped with CE certified armour in the shoulder, elbows and knees. It's got a lovely thick thermal lining on the interior to keep you nice and warm when the temperature drops. It has this nice neoprene collar as well around the neck, so it's not a scratchy, horrible thing. It's quite nice and comfortable. We've got loads of zips and adjustment buttons and poppers just to make it a really, really comfortable fit. The only thing I would have liked to have seen is maybe a little storm flap over the zip, but at this price, you can't really complain. Like the Andes, the Montreal 3.0 comes in a few different colours. It's quite nice to see than just having the plain black option. Personally, I really like the desert. I think that's really cool. Now the trousers I think are fantastic. They've got nice big chunky braces and they also come up a lot higher than most other manufacturers would make. This is good because if you're sitting down on a bike, you tend to get a lot of water pooling in the crotch area and that can be where leakages tend to happen. But because the trousers are so high up on the Montreal, you actually don't really get that problem. It seems a bit odd at first, but it's a really nice feature to have. What's the first thing you do when you fall over? You stick your hands out. It's instinct, we can't help it. And it's a perfectly good reason as to why gloves are a no-brainer when going out on a motorcycle. There's not really much protection on most bikes, so you're contending with the scorching sun burning them to a crisp, the icy cold air freezing them to icicles, and even just debris from, passers-by and the wind and all sorts. And those things might not sound particularly bad, but they all reduce your ability to have control over the motorcycle. And protecting your hands doesn't have to cost the earth either. These little beauties from Alpinestars, the Reef glove, only cost £30. And £30 buys you a CE Level 1 certified glove. It's got nice hard knuckle armour. We've got a little soft bit of padding on the palm there as well. We've got nice rubber grips here as well, which gives us a nice feel on the handlebars, as well as just a really nice lightweight pair of gloves. It's got a lightweight cuff design. Yeah, decent. I'll tell you what these little beauties are perfect for. They're just perfect as having like a backup pair of gloves. So like today, it started off really horrible and rainy, but towards the end of the day, it ended up about 21 degrees. Don't really want to be wearing thick, bulky, waterproof gloves like I was in the morning, so pull these out from under the seat, lovely chilled hands. And for something a little bit more waterproof, the Bering Loky, CE certified and lined with lovely Gore-Tex. If you haven't heard of the Gore-Tex name before, I'd be a little bit surprised. They are absolutely everywhere and are known as the creme de la creme of waterproofing. Gore-Tex products are made to a very strict standard, so you know you're going to get a quality bit of kit. Now, for less than £100, smashes it out the park. Nice and comfortable, got nice hard armour there, a little bit of padding here. It's also got a touch screen sensitive finger as well, which is nice if you've got a phone to use. Quite the contrast to the glove we saw first because they're a little bit thicker, a little bit bulky, but they will be a lot better for those winter months. They've got a nice little toggle here to help pull the gloves on. What's also good is it's a nice slim cuff. Now what this allows you to do is put your sleeves of your jacket over the glove, so when the rain's pouring and the rain drips down your sleeve, it's going to go over your glove and not up your sleeve. If you've got a little bit more money to play with, I'd highly recommend looking at the Rukka Forsair glove. Now, yes, it is just over double the price, but it's still under 100 quid. You get a little bit more protection, same again on the knuckle, but you get a bit more on the fingers and on the palms. It's a mesh glove, it's elastic, it's very flexible and comfortable to wear. Again, a nice short cuff, easy Velcro strap, just a simple, good quality glove. The nice thing about gloves is because they're smaller, they tend to be cheaper. And if you're like me, you end up having quite a few pairs for all different times of the year. So it's nice, most people have a little glove collection. Motorcycle boots are really important for protecting your feet and ankles. They might look simple, but really they're quite technical bits of kit with lots of things involved in keeping your feet safe. One thing that most people don't realise is that there's a reinforced bit above the toes so that when you change gear, it's not going to hurt your feet. Try doing that in a pair of trainers and it's not very nice. And just like gloves, they can protect your feet from the elements, from debris, and keep them nice, warm and dry. After a boot that's sporty yet functional and usable all year round, I can't recommend the RST Tractech Evo 3 highly enough. It's a CE certified boot, it's got a waterproof membrane, and I mean, well, look at it. It's pretty cool. Boots are really important for protecting your ankle and making sure it doesn't snap if you have an accident. Now, RST have fitted this lovely TPU exoskeleton here, which means that your leg isn't going to overextend or even just sort of fold inwards on itself. Got a nice large protective toe box at the front and a heel cup at the back, again keeping you protected, but also it has an anti-twist midsole so that, yeah, your foot's not going to get all mangled up. We've got a gear shift protector on the top of the boot so that when you're changing gear, you aren't going to wear through the lever on top. And also, it's a pretty classy toe slider right here. Look at that. That's a lovely little toe slider. And to be honest, I think just this boot as a whole just comes off as a really good boot for roads, track, commuting, nice Sunday blast. It really does suit a whole range of riders. And for less than 150 quid, bang on. Fancy something a bit more casual? The J6 from Alpinestars is a super cool, comfortable, protective and waterproof casual boot. Its leather and suede construction looks great on and off the bike. It might not be as protective as the RST boot before, but it still offers great protection for around town at slightly lower speeds. Just remember that even though these boots are waterproof, water can still get in from the top, so make sure your trousers go over the top and aren't tucked inside. The reinforced sole on the bottom is going to stop your foot from bending like that. There isn't really much else protection on the boot, but you do have lots of nice soft padding, so again at those lower speeds it's going to be a little bit more comfortable wearing just a normal boot, but it's certainly not going to be as strong as the RSTs we saw before. And something between those two options would be something like the Falco Safary. Slightly higher than the J6, still waterproof, got a nice chunky sole on the bottom as well. Again, it has got a reinforced midsole, it's also got a toe cup, a heel cup, and some ankle protection as well. So it's just a little bit more protective, but still not that full-on motorcycle boot that we're used to seeing. Whilst it is called the Safary, I would say this boot is more geared towards the urban or town rider who's someone's going to be riding a little bit slower speeds. It looks quite chunky and off-roady, but to be honest, if I was going off-roading a lot, I'd pick something that's a little bit more substantial and a little bit more protection, more suited to the off-road environment. Still though, a very cool boot for riding around town. Accessories are a huge category to get involved with, and there's so much stuff out there, really, really cool stuff to play with and just to make your biking life easier, better, or more fun. Really, I'd just like to look at a couple of things that will just make your life a little bit easier and are more like essentials rather than stuff that's nice to have. One of the biggest dilemmas in owning a motorcycle is protecting it from theft. There's no guaranteed way to protect your bike from being stolen. That is the truth. If somebody wants your motorcycle, they're going to have it. I've heard stories from people that have had their house armoured up like Fort Knox and people have still had their bike. If they really want it, they'll take it. But you can definitely do stuff to deter people from even having a go. Take away those opportunist thieves. Our go-to recommendation for anyone asking for a chain or lock is the Oxford Boss Alarm Disc Lock and free chain. So you get this 1.5 meter chain with this nice cloth cover on it so that if you're wrapping it around your bike, it's not going to damage the surface. Each chain link is about 12 millimeters, so it's pretty chunky without being over the top. And the Boss Alarm is a little bit of a beauty. So not only does it act as a disc lock and something that you can lock the chain with, it also has a 100 decibel alarm. So any movement or anything like that is going to set it off and alert anyone around you that somebody is trying to move your bike. Obviously, I've got to put a disclaimer in here. I can't guarantee that if you buy this, your bike isn't going to get nicked because thieves will do anything and can get through anything. But this is a very, very good deterrent. Following on from that lock and chain, I have to recommend the Oxford Stormex. It allows you to fit a chain whilst the cover is in place. Now, the beauty of it is not only is it all weather resistant, so it will suit your bike all year round, it's also heat resistant, which means that when you come in from your ride, your bike's still hot, you can just throw it on and it won't melt. And also, if you like to park your bike up over winter, you can get a solar powered charger that fits into the cover so you can keep your bike charged for free. And because it comes in 4 sizes, it can cover pretty much every size of bike. So that sums up the video and all of these fantastic bits of kit that we love here at Infinity. They are great from anyone from beginners to just anyone who doesn't really want to spend a whole lot of money on some great bits of kit. If you'd like to do a bit more research or just see a bit more detail, there's some links in the description below to all the products and some guides that we've written that just give you a bit more of a breakdown of things to look for when buying certain types of gear. Thank you for watching the video. If you've just got yourself a motorcycle, let us know what it is in the comment section below. And once again, if you have a question about any of the kit here or just want a bit of advice, leave us a question below and we'll answer the question as best as we can. Thanks for watching and ride safe. This cement grey, I think, just looks superb. So slow. If you're after a more casual affair, then the Hey! Whoa! Alright, cool. Following on from the Oxford Boss alarm, dislock and chain. Following on from the Oxford Boss alarm. Following on from the Oxford. Following on from the Oxford. Hang on. Following on from the Oxford Boss disc. Following on from the Oxford. No. Following on from the Oxford dislock. Following on from the Oxford Boss alarm, dislock and chain. Following on from the Oxford Boss alarm, dislock. Thank you for watching and ride safe. That's the outro. That's the outro.